Today we're going to do something a little different. We are going to take a document that, let's be honest, most of us just glance at, a job description, and we're going to tear it apart. Why? Because hidden inside this one is the actual blueprint for a modern-day inventor.
So think about it for a second. When you hear the word inventor, what pops into your head? Probably some lone genius in a garage, right? But what does a real innovator look like today? In this super technical world we live in, what are companies really looking for? What's the toolkit they need?
Well, we think we found the answer. It's all laid out in a job posting from a company called Ind-pro Engineering Systems. So for the next couple of minutes, let's just forget that this is a job ad. Let's treat it like a detailed profile of what it really takes to be a creator in the 21st century. So first up, the search for this innovator. This isn't just about filling a seat. It's a quest for a specific kind of person. And just look at the title. They didn't just call it senior engineer. No, they specifically use the words innovation and invention. That's not an accident. That tells you everything you need to know. They're screaming that creativity, the act of making something brand new, is the absolute heart of this job. Okay, so what is this innovator going to be doing all day? Well, it's all about that magic moment, right? Taking a concept, just a spark of an idea, and wrestling it into a physical, working machine. Let's see how they do it. And this breaks it down perfectly. You start in the clouds with pure creativity, the concept design. Then you bring it down to earth with GA layouts. Think of those as the master blueprints. From there, you get into the real nitty-gritty with fabrication drawings. And finally, you see if it all works in the real world with inspections and trials. It's the entire journey, from imagination to cold, hard reality. And this isn't just some abstract design work, This role means you have to get your hands dirty, digitally speaking. You're selecting and designing with the literal building blocks of machines. We're talking motors, actuators, gearboxes, bearings, the actual heart and muscle that makes a machine go. But guess what? Building the machine isn't even the last step. An inventor also has to be a storyteller, a teacher. They have to create all this documentation. The design docs, a bill of materials, which is basically the machine's recipe, and user manuals, plus all the math that proves the whole thing is sound. So what kind of person can actually do all that? What skills do they need? Let's take a peek inside their toolkit. First thing you need to know, this is not an entry-level gig. They're looking for someone with a solid 6 to 7 years of real-world experience. They want a seasoned pro, someone who's already seen a few things go wrong and knows how to fix them. And all that experience, it has to be built on a really strong foundation. We're talking a bachelor's, maybe even a master's degree in mechanical engineering. That's where you get the physics and the math that underpins everything else you do. Now, for the primary tool of the trade, SolidWorks. If you haven't heard of it, just picture a ridiculously powerful digital sculpting program, or maybe a set of infinite Legos for engineers. This is the virtual workshop where machines are born, and you absolutely have to be a master at it. Remember we mentioned GA layouts? That stands for General Arrangement. The easiest way to think about them is as the master blueprint. It's the big picture. It doesn't show every single tiny screw, but it shows the overall shape, the key dimensions. It's the map the whole team uses to stay on track. And this one, GD&T. This is kind of the secret language of precision engineering. It's a universal set of symbols that engineers put on drawings to be incredibly specific. It's what allows a part made in a factory in one country to fit perfectly with another part made on the other side of the world. Modern manufacturing literally wouldn't work without it. The company also has a sort of a wish list of experiences. They'd love it if this person had already worked in some really specific areas, like pneumatic conveying systems, which are basically giant tubes that move stuff with air, or in building special purpose machines. This shows they want specialized, not just general experience. But after all the technical skills, the software, the degrees, it all boils down to this. The things that are absolutely essential are deeply human. You need a powerful ability to solve problems, and you need to be a good communicator. You just can't be an innovator locked away in a room by yourself. You have to work with other people to make ideas real. So there it is. That's the blueprint. It's this amazing mix of pure creativity, deep technical skill, and just core human abilities. Which brings us to the final part, the call to action. And hey, for anybody listening who thought, wow, they are literally describing me, well, they make it pretty easy for you. Just send your resume right over to HR2 or HR3 at indpro.com. But hold on, the job post isn't quite over. It has one last line, a very modern kind of surprising twist at the very end.
You have to wonder, is this a sign of things to come?
I'm not kidding. The official job posting for this high-level engineering position ends with the phrase, like, share, and subscribe for regular updates. How wild is that? It's like the formal corporate world is colliding with the world of a YouTuber.
So in the end, we've just picked apart the blueprint for one very specific kind of person. But really, every single job description out there is a blueprint for a person, right? It lays out the skills and tools you need to fill a certain role in the world. Which really just leaves one final question to think about. What does your blueprint look like?